Sorry guys, like I was saying, so many times we try to forget where we come from, or the type of person that, I don't know, I guess like coming back home for the holidays has really like helped me to remember a lot of things and helped me to appreciate where I am in life right now. Like if you guys go back to one of my other videos, I have a testimony video on here, but I have never really touched on where I came from, like as far as what parts of Louisiana I'm from, like if I was born into a privileged family or not, which obviously you guys know from most of my YouTube videos. You guys should know that I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Just to, it's for everything that I've ever had to obtain, I had to fight for it. Literally, education, jobs, livelihood, anything just in general, like everything that I have today, I've had to work hard for it. And God is the one who has opened those doors and those avenues for me to get to where I am now. And I'm just so thankful. Like, it's like I almost have like tears in my eyes. Like, just thinking about the goodness of the Lord. Thinking of the goodness of the Lord. You guys, so many times that God has saved me from the enemy's snares. So many times when July 2nd, 2011. And now it's about to be 2018. I just think of that night that morning, early morning, when the bottom of my bed was on fire. Literally on fire. The house that I showed you all in the last video, I was staying in that house with my then husband. And the fire started at the bottom of our bed. And God woke me up. God woke me up. Not just woke me up in the physical sense of you need to wake up because the bottom of your bed is on fire and your whole house is about to burn down, which it did. We lost everything in that fire. Everything in that fire. But I was woken up not only physically but spiritually, because in that moment I began to realize that God had a calling on my life. Because if my work here on earth was finished, I would have died in that house fire. I would have literally died in that house fire 6 years ago. But God had a calling on my life for me to do something with the life that He has given me, for me to live my life to edify His kingdom, to glorify His name. And at that moment, I had no idea. What God was preparing me for. At that point in time in my life, I was living for Ivy. I didn't care what nobody had to say. At the time before that house fire, I had my own house, had my own car. Like, I owned my own home. I was working. I had a husband. I basically had the life that other people would think was the perfect life. I was in school. But that was not the life that God had for me at that point in time in my life. Fast forward to now, where I am now. How God has changed and transformed me into not just a worldly woman, but to a woman of God. Literally. Like, yes, I graduate with my degree, my bachelor's degree in education in 6 months. If you would have told me in 2011 that I would move to Texas, away from my family, away from my friends, away from everything that I have ever known, and be a teacher, I would have looked at you crazy and asked you, what type of drugs were you smoking? Literally. I would have looked at you and I would have been like, you know what? You kind of sound like Boo Boo the Fool to me, because I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying to me right now. But the mercy and grace of God, this is something that I've realized. God has to humble us in order to use us for his purpose. In that house fire, we lost everything, right? Clothes, the home house, the whole house, the frame, everything. A year's time, we tried to get the house fixed. We went through 2 contractors and they stole our money twice through 2 different contractors. 2 different contractors. 2.5 years later, end up divorced. Moving back in with my mom. Moving back in with my mom. And through that, God used that situation to mend me and my mom's relationship. And when he mended me and my mom's relationship, he brought me into his word, into his true church, because it was through my mom that I ended up at the church that I go to now as an Adventist. And through this experience of becoming an Adventist and truly like worshiping God on the Sabbath and doing his will and his way, not because God said you have to do this or you're going to die, but doing this because I love the Lord and I know how far he has brought me. Because I know how far God has brought me. To where I had nothing. This hair here, 2012, I was bald. My hair was this short. Go look at my other YouTube videos. At a point in my life where depression had struck me hard as hard could be. When I lost everything, I became so depressed, so downtrodden, to where I didn't even know who I was as a woman anymore. To the person I am now, I understand my purpose in God. I understand who I am in Christ without a man, a husband, a boyfriend. I understand who I am without a degree. Even though I graduated in 6 months, I know who I am without that degree. If I obtain that degree in 6 months or not, it does not define the Ivy that the Lord has birthed in me. Because the purpose that God has for me will happen for me. With or without a degree, with or without a husband, with or without children. And that was a sobering fact for me, because at 21, 22 years old, that's all I could see. Having a home, having my own family, having my husband and children, making good money, driving the latest car, having the best of best. My children won't come up the way that I came up. To the woman that I am now, I understand. I had to come from that upbringing that I came from. I had to start off with nothing at all for God to use me. Me! And I'm not even worthy. Even as the Ivy that I am today, I'm not worthy of nothing that the Lord has blessed me with. Even the breath that I'm using to talk to you all with. I'm not worthy. I am a woman of unclean lips, even though I do not curse. I think of things. Sometimes, we all struggle with different things. And this is something I have to say too. Even if a person does not outwardly sin, does not mean that thoughts don't come to their mind. And that's when you have to cast those thoughts down. And I understand, you guys. I'm like all over with this video right now. But really, I started this video because I was really like, originally, this video was supposed to be just me video recording the reactions to like my family and stuff, seeing me come home when I wasn't supposed to come home or whatever for the holidays. And Just driving around the same streets that I used to drive around, I see so much has changed. And I realized that I have changed so much too in these last 2.5 years that I've been in Texas, or these past 2 years that I've been in Texas. And it's true. You never forget where you came from. You never make yourself high on a pedestal when you have to remember that it was the Lord who got you from where you were, not you yourself. It was the Lord. Because he didn't choose that lot for your life. God chose you. Now it's time for you to find out why he chose you. What is your purpose in life? Because there's more to life than Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Tumblr, whatever other social media sites there are out there. YouTube. There's more to life than hair, makeup, clothes. Because at the end of the day, all this stuff gonna burn up anyway. All this stuff is gonna burn up anyway. And we can't take none of it to Texas with us. I mean, not Texas. We can't take any of it to heaven with us. None of it. Ain't none of this. Ain't none of this going with God. Well, with us, with God, when he come back in those clouds. So it's time for us to get our minds right. We need to get our minds right, realize why God sent us here, and stop playing. And as my mom says, stop perpetrating the fraud. Realize where we came from, even if we were born with silver spoons in our mouths. We still need to realize that even if we got money, it's not even ours, it's God's. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. We own nothing. Naked we came in, naked we will leave out. Like you got this one, and this is what I love about God. He reveals different things to us in different stages of our life. He does. And it's so beautiful and so wonderful and so marvelous that the Lord that we serve sees so fit to choose us to do his bidding and his good will. Here we are today, December 26, 2017, day after Christmas. And I just thank the Lord for where he has brought me from. And I know you guys may not understand where I'm coming from or whatnot, but I just had to do this video. And I'm actually not editing this video. I'm just going to upload it how it is, because this is literally raw and uncut me. And you guys know from some of my previous videos, you guys know I love my raw and uncut videos because you guys get to see who I am genuinely. Even if I mess up with some words or I mess up with different things, you guys know who I am truly. It's not me just, oh, I'm a YouTuber. Oh, I like to do things hair. Oh, I like makeup. Oh, I like clothes. Oh, I like hair product. No, that's not who I am. First and foremost, I am a woman of God, a child of God, a child of the Most High, calling with a purpose. Calling with a purpose. And we are called to serve him in spirit and in truth. So I don't know who this video is meant to touch, but I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. You know, share your testimonies and let me know, because sometimes it's so hard for me to get on YouTube a lot of time, because it's like, you know what? There are a lot of people who do videos a lot better than me and this, that, and the other. But I realize that nobody has walked in my shoes. And I realize that the YouTube channel that I have is my personal platform that God has blessed me with. That people can see who I am genuinely. Without all the fluff. Without all the glitter and the sparkle, but who I am genuinely. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and, you know, like it or whatnot, or just watch it, you know. It might be a couple gems in here for you, specifically for you. So I love you all. Peace, love, and blessings. And I shall see you guys in the next video.